This video is a quick review of David Smith's book entitled Learning from the Stranger, Chapter 4. Chapter 4 is entitled Of Loving Foreigners. Now, what is a foreigner? An online dictionary defines it as a person born in or coming from a country other than one's own. It's a stranger or an outsider. Chapter 4 begins with the interaction between the expert of the law and Jesus. The expert is asking Jesus, "What must I do to inherit eternal life?" And Jesus responds, "Well, you're the expert, you tell me." The expert says, "To love the Lord your God with all of your heart, your soul, your strength, your mind, and to love your neighbor as yourself." And Jesus says, "You are absolutely correct." And the expert, thinking that he's, has something on Jesus, says, "Well, who is my neighbor?" And Jesus responds by introducing a story about an individual who was beaten and robbed and left at the side of the road to die. And there were three individuals that encountered this person, but there was only one who responded. There was the priest, the Levite, and the Samaritan. The priest and the Levite had titles and positions, yet they did not assist. And here's the Samaritan who didn't have a title, didn't have position, yet he was the one to respond. I think about this story, and I think about how does this relate to HR and leadership. And I want to highlight 4 points that I'm drawn to from the text. And those 4 points are love, the golden rule, compassion, and a sense of superiority. Now, leaders who show genuine concern for others reflect their regard for humanity. Regard for humanity is attributed to love, agape love. Regard for humanity moves people towards action. And when we care about humanity, we take care to treat others how we want to be treated, which is related to the second point, which is the golden rule. Treating others well is a reflection of our compassion. Compassionate leaders see themselves in others, and it's reflected in how they treat others. This is connected to compassion. Treating others well leads to compassion. Compassion leads to humility. Humble leaders do not operate from a place of loftiness, unlike the priest and the Levite. And that's related to the last point, which was the sense of superiority. What theory could I use to tie in or to connect to the chapter, the fourth chapter? And I'm drawn to the humility theory, which is still in its infancy and it's still being developed. However, theorists extrapolate that humility is related to self-esteem and modesty. It involves an individual's ability to accurately acknowledge their limitations and their differences, and being able to take off the titles and the positions in order to reflect agape love, to treat people how they want to be treated, and to show compassion. Moving from a place of loftiness, getting rid of that air of superiority, which has no room in leadership, actually is the my summation of chapter 4, and this wraps up my review. So thank you.